All right guys, this is really important. It's something that I've been talking to a lot of my customers with this type of vehicle. So the car, it's a Ford Ranger, really nice looking car. A lot of people have them out there. This one's the 2-litre bi-turbo variant. Okay, so small engine, but they have a very, very important thing that you guys might not be aware about, but you cannot let it go. Here's an example. This is the engine that was out of that car, and it's happening all too often. So pretty important I talk about this. This is the 3rd engine that this car has had, and we need to talk about this particular thing here. This is a timing belt. I'm sure you're familiar with that, but what's different about this one is it runs in oil. Okay, so this belt actually looks all right. There's another belt that's way down there, so if you want to have a look in there, right down in there, that goes down into the sump. This particular engine, we'll talk about what's happened to this one. This has had quite a catastrophic failure actually, so not the normal sort of thing I want to talk about, but while it's here we will. This main gear, which sits on the bottom of that belt, it's actually stripped the bolt and it snapped it. And this gear was floating around in there. The rest of the bolt is in the bottom there, and when that breaks, basically it's destroyed the engine. Lunched it, as they call it. So this one's a bit of a rare one. I think this may have had a belt at some point in its life. The customer didn't know about it, unfortunately bought it from the eastern states. And I don't know that they've torqued up this bolt correctly. And I think that's what's happened, and it's destroyed this engine. But what is important to note is there's another common problem. These belts do what's called delamination. So bits of the belt actually break apart on the belt, and then it goes down into the sump and it blocks the oil pickup, which starves the engine of oil. And eventually they break, and you're doing the same thing as what we've done here. I'll be honest with you, this job can range from 3 to 4 grand. Might be a little bit less there. And you might think, wow, that's very expensive. But wait till you've got to put an engine in one of these things. It's not just a motor, it's injectors. It might be turbo, it's fuel pump. This is roughly, depending on what you need to change, a $20,000 job. So 3 grand compared to 20 grand, I think I'll be changing this belt. That's not a simple job either. If you have a look at the car, it's buried in behind here. So you think about that, that's way down in there. We've got to pull all of this out. It's not just that, we've got to go underneath. We've got to pull the front diff out. Then you drop the sump. Then there's a series of specialized tools to lock it all in place. Then you get in there, there's a filter also in there. You got to clean, change the belt, and then put it all back together again. So it's quite an involved job, but totally worth it. Now, I believe they're saying 150,000 kilometers to change this belt. I think we should do it sooner. I'm going to say probably 120,000. And the other really important thing is that you put the correct oil in these cars, because the incorrect oil will cause premature failure of that belt. It's super, super important. And you might be thinking, why are they using that? Well, a lot of the older diesels, this is my opinion anyway, a lot of the older diesels, they ran gears and chains, and it's quite noisy. So by putting a rubber belt on, they're actually a lot quieter. They're trying to make these diesels more comfortable for consumers and make them quiet and make them drive like a Holden Commodore, for example. And that's why they do it. Not a great design. This is something we can check to see the delamination when we're doing a service, is what we will do. So you can take this oil cap off. You can actually see in there where the belt runs. Just move the belt so you can get an idea of what I'm looking at. We'd generally turn the engine over and look for any damage that we can see on this belt. Can be a little bit hard to see, but yeah, definitely look for it. I've heard of these failing at 80,000 kilometers, but I think it's lack of oil change and lack of service causing that premature failure. But yeah, really important. Make sure you're onto it. Don't let this one slide, or you'll be up for a new motor.